Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. Man. Good to see you guys. Al, MH, MK, everybody. What's going on? What is up, people? Yes. Guess who's champ? Guess who's winners? Buccaneers are winners. That's who. Man, I'll tell you what. Ugly game, but good game. Definitely entertaining. What's up, Al? Happy Victory Monday. Yes, sirree, Bob. Bake that win. We baked that win. Yes. Oh, man. Well, I'm not going to lie. The game did not go anywhere near what I thought it was going to do. But we got that win, so I'm happy to be wrong. There are times when you're happy to be right, and there's times when you're happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. Al says, I am glad that Canales changed up the game plan. It wasn't looking too good at first. Yeah, either side of the ball. You know, the defense was getting torched. Jefferson had 138 yards in the first half alone. Then they just shut him down in the second half. Our defense shut the Minnesota Vikings down completely in the second half. They had 3 possessions in the second half. 2 of them were 3 and outs that got 3 yards total, or 6 yards totals. 3 and out, 3 yards gained, and then punt. 3 and out, 3 yards gained, and then punt. And then the other possession they had was 16 plays, 75 yards, and a touchdown. But we did a real good job defensively of shutting them down in the second half. Yeah, that first half, man, I was very concerned. I was very concerned about our offense. I was very concerned about our defense, though we were getting good pressure on Cousins. And we were doing a good job stopping the run. A win is a win. This is true. And we didn't give the ball away. That's right. That is what they preached all offseason. That's the number one thing. And it's what won us the game. You know, those 3 turnovers, you know, to 0 turnovers on our half is really what won the game. You know, I mean, it was a close game. Close game. We only won by 3 points. So, you know, if they would have scored when Christian Izien got that interception on the 2-inch yard line, that was an incredible interception. Which is funny because the Vikings fans are complaining that Kirk Cousins that it was his fault that he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But I mean, it was right in that receiver's hands, and the receiver had the ball and was falling back into the end zone when Izien just took it. I mean, Izien got his hands in there when the ball was thrown, but then he just snatched it and took off. And then how about Justin Jefferson with that tackle at Izien? Woof! I don't know if I've ever seen a wide receiver put a hit on somebody like that. That was some Julio Jones looking stuff there. But if they would have scored there, we probably wouldn't have won the game. So that interception was the play of the game. It's not that hard to shut down a star wide receiver, just doubling. I want to see the All 22 hasn't come out yet. I haven't gotten a hold of it yet. I've been refreshing every 5 minutes. You know, F5. And I want to see what we did. You know, whatever we did, we should have done that in the first half. No. 3 turnovers by Kirk himself. You like that? I wanted to say that in my instant reaction video. I was a little tipsy when I did that video. So it was Molly. Molly was like, did you do an instant reaction video? And I was like, oh, no, I forgot. So I crawled up to the office. I was like, I was a little tipsy, but I wanted to do you like that? Kirk Cousins in your face. Cousins played a good game. What it do, peeps? What's up, Clack? 12-10. That's what you predicted, Buccaneers. You weren't too far off. 27. As a matter of fact, I think Amazement had the closest. He was 17-14. That was the closest differential. Zachary, been listening to Vikings fans' reaction. They're super salty. They lost to us. Vikings schedule looks real tough next few weeks. Doggy. Well, we got the Bears next week, which, dude, after watching them against Green Bay, we better beat the Bears. They just do not look like a good team. And then we got Philadelphia after that. That's going to be tough. Philadelphia's going to be tough. Although they didn't look that great against New England. There was a lot of crazy games yesterday. Al Bundy, 27-21. What was 27-21? That wasn't the score, was it? We've got, let me see here. Nope, still, all 22 still hasn't come out. Man, I'm excited to look at it. The biggest thing I want to see on that all 22 is that hit that Vita Vea laid on Levante David. Because that was a monster hit. Vita Vea launched. He left his feet by, 4 inches. That's huge for Vita Vea. And he went to get the tackle, and the guy moved out of the way or got knocked out of the way, and he slammed right into Levante David. I think he knocked Levante out. I think Levante was out. I wish they would have replayed it, but I want to see it on the all 22. Levante is a tough dude, man. You get hit like that. That was 350 pounds coming at you full force, just blam. Totally blindsided. Levante had no idea it was coming. But I want to see that on the all 22. I'm excited about that. I want to see our defense, what we did to shut Justin Jefferson down. And I'll tell you what, we were talking about the defenses were going to catch on to that bootleg pretty quick. I didn't think it'd be that quick. I mean, we didn't have a single that I recall. We didn't have a single bootleg that worked. Not the naked boots, anyhow. I mean, they were focused on Baker Mayfield. They didn't fall for the misdirection or the play action or nothing. Every time they just went straight for Baker Mayfield. By the time he turned around, he had a man in his face. So it didn't take teams long to figure that one out, that we were going to be doing that all the time. So I'm excited to see our defense, and I'm excited to see Levante David. I want to see our guys. We were getting a lot of pressure on Kirk Cousins from everybody. I mean, Diaby was getting pressure. Green was getting pressure. We were, of course, we were blitzing from different angles, getting a lot of pressure that way. I saw Logan Hall up in the mix sometimes. Tryon was getting pressure. It looked like a good mix of all the guys up front. So different than last year. But then again, at the beginning of last year, we played really well too. So let's not forget that. But it looked like our defensive line, our front seven, were really, really on top of their game last night. Hit the like button for Victory Monday. Yes, sir. Like and subscribe. Ain't that what the kids say? Like and subscribe. That's what my daughter said. Says she's always running around. Like and subscribe. Dolphins versus Chargers was a good game. Man, how about that Tua? Ooh. He was destroyed. Him and Tyreek Hill were just blowing it up. And yeah, it makes you wonder. I remember, didn't the Chargers have problems with their secondary last year? I think they had a great defense, but their secondary was kind of lax. But I don't know if it was Miami was really playing on point or if Chargers secondary was just screwing up all over the place. But yeah, that was a great game. The Dallas Cowboys and the Giants. Oh my gosh, what is up with the Giants? Again, we don't know yet. Is Dallas that good? And their defense, it was their defense. I think their offense ended up, I don't even know if they got 200 yards offensively. They were just like, just farting around out there. But their defense was just blowing it up. Every time the Giants got the ball, they'd get cracked by Dallas and the ball would go flying. I mean, every time. But the Giants never gave up. They played to the whistle. That was an interesting game. Interesting game. Let me see, where are we at? I'm way behind on the chat. Vikings fans. Like, it's so funny about the Vikings fans. Yeah, when I was watching them yesterday, or jumped in and looked at some of their chats. They were a little salty after the game, but they haven't got their talking points down yet. But they were all blaming Kirk Cousins and the offensive play caller. 27-21. That's what you're saying, Al, for the Bears? Okay. Gotcha. Bears. 27-21. Bucs, yes. Dolphins for Chargers, yes. Hit the like button. 28-14 Bucs. MH, that's for the Bears games, right? 14 Bucs. MH, you did 27-20 last week, so you were close. You were very close. I had to give it to Amazement, though. He went 17-14. He had a 3-point differential. He was close to 20. They had preseason tape on us. Yes. Yeah, we didn't show a whole lot during this game offensively that we didn't show in preseason. I did not see a whole lot of change there. I was hoping to see a little bit more. We didn't do the end rounds or none of the funky stuff I thought we would pull out. But we did. We ran the ball. I think we had 33 rushes and 35 passing attempts, so that was balanced. Now, the rushing attack was not good as far as yards per carry. I mean, I think we only ended up with 70-some rushing yards total. I've got the stats here somewhere, but our yards per carry was like 2.3 yards per carry or whatever. Not good. But the thing of it is that each one of those rushes, we didn't lose yardage. We didn't have a lot of our longest rush was 6 yards. Pretty sure the longest rush was 6 yards. And we didn't have a lot of negative yardage. We didn't get a lot of TFLs, which is good, which means we were moving the ball forward, and running out that clock. We ended up winning the time of possession by like a minute, I think it was. So, hey. And we got the turnover battle. So that's what Todd Bowles wants. He wants to win the time of possession. He wants to win the turnover battle. And that brings the wins in the W column, apparently. So, hey, as long as it works, I don't care how ugly it is. I want to see Devin White's first quarter on all 22. Yes, he was just everywhere. He ended up with 12 tackles. He was hitting hard too. And one thing about Devin White that they don't talk about is he's not a nice guy to the opponents. One of the things he does is he plays a little bit after the whistle. And offensive linemen don't like that, especially when it comes to the quarterback. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Devin White get to the quarterback, a little bit late, and afterwards he shoves the quarterback. And you see the offensive lineman just like kind of run over, and Devin White will walk through him and stuff. So Devin White is, kind of a mean, he's got a mean streak in him, and I like that. And I saw it in this game a lot. I mean, he was grabbing guys and kind of tossing them to the side, and he wasn't really getting in their faces, but he was, walking through crowds with his arms out like that, Vita's like that too. Vita's not nice to the opponents. He's not sticking his hand out, helping guys up that aren't on his team. He walks through crowds of offensive linemen looking for a fight. He's that kind of guy. And he's the kind of guy that usually when he gets up, he'll brace himself on his opponent, put off his weight on him. With McCaffrey, gosh, he used to love to tackle McCaffrey and land on top of him. Boom. That was hilarious. Okay, so let me see. Yes, Devin White, first quarter all 22. We're definitely going to look at that. Bears had 3 wins last year. Yeah, the way they played against Green Bay, I don't even know if they're going to get 3 this year. I mean, they made Jordan Love look good. They knew Dave Canales as a rookie, so they knew that preseason stuff was what he was going to use in regular season. It looked like it. As a matter of fact, I tell you, Al, I think I saw more out of the box stuff during preseason than I did during this game. I think he was probably had the jitters and he didn't want to, didn't really want to go too far out of his comfort zone. JTS did look good. Everybody looked good on that defense, I thought. The Logan Hall, I liked that Mike Green. He was doing some stuff. Cansey did. How many snaps did Cansey get? Not a lot. But of the few snaps he got, he was making some waves. Let me see. Cansey, he got 11 snaps. Cansey got 11 snaps. Yeah, Greg Gaines, Yaya was out there doing stuff too. What's up, Bucs, Rays, Bolts? Yes, was an amazing win. Very happy with it. Could have been better, but man, I'm not complaining. It was entertaining. That's for sure. I thought that first half, I just kind of had my hands in my head. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a long season. But then that second half, we came out, drove down the field, scored. We looked like I would say a different team in the second half, but we looked like we were determined to win. Yep. Joey, that's what I was telling everybody. I wanted to put that in my instant reaction video yesterday, and I forgot. You like that? Yes, MK, that Giants-Cowboys game. I don't know if it was the Giants are that bad or the Cowboys are that good. The Cowboys' defense. Offense really wasn't doing anything, but that defense, man. I'm telling you, every time that ball was snapped, I swear I thought somebody was going to the hospital because Dallas Cowboys were just blowing people up. They were playing tough football. Herbert had banged up ribs. Huh. Yes, Clack. Yeah, I noticed that about Cansey. I was like, wow. He was very fast. Very fast. So we'll get 11 snaps of him on all 22. They took him out during halftime. He didn't come back in. And I was surprised that he played as early in this game as he did. I figured they'd throw him in later just to get him some snaps, and some time when it didn't matter. But it wouldn't be surprised to me if they held him out next week, maybe even through Thursday night football game, the Philly game. Don't know. That's just speculation on my part. Did y'all watch in our victory formation, which is my favorite play of the Buccaneers, Tompkins, he's the guy that stands back behind the quarterback. And I was telling Molly, I was like, ooh, he's going to do a backflip, because normally he does a backflip, but he didn't this time. He did this crazy front flip where he kicked his feet out like this in front of him and then pulled his leg up underneath him and flipped around. It was really cool looking. I'll get it on all 22 when we do that, but it was neat. And Mike Evans was there. When we started the victory formation, Mike Evans was in the backfield in that spot. It was really strange. I think somebody called a timeout, and then Mike Evans ran off the field, and Tompkins came in and took his place. So I was like, was Mike Evans going to do a little trick back there? Dallas backup run game wasn't there, and Dak was throwing into traffic, getting lucky. Dak had 143 yards passing. Yeah. The Cowgirls to win is by not letting him throw the ball. He's a turnover machine, man. He just doesn't make good decisions. Bucs 30, Bears 17. All right. 30-17. Did you make a prediction last week? Bucs, Rays, Bolts? I don't have you down, I don't think. All right. A win is a win, yes. I got to get my wisdom teeth taken out Friday morning. Oh, no. Okay. You are going to be... Are you getting the gas when you do it? I had a root canal up here one time, and they asked me, they were like, do you want to get the gas? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll tell you, the best decision I ever made. That stuff is great. I was laughing through the whole thing. It was just funny. You're just like, everything was great. Yeah, get the gas if they'll let you get the gas. I think they charged me like $80 extra. I'm like, sure, why not? I do it every time now. Both wisdom teeth, all of them. How many we got? 4? Man, that's not fun, man. Anything teeth work is not fun. Yeah, good luck. 67 likes. MK's getting his Luke Goedeke jersey. Goedeke. And we're going to get him to get a pink one. I think they got pink ones. Molly's got a pink Buccaneers jersey. Our longest run was by Baker Mayfield. Yeah, it was like 6 yards, if I recall correctly. If the stats that I recall correctly, let me see. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? He rushed 8 times for 11 yards. His long was 5. So Rachaad White's long was 6. Sean Tucker's long was 5. And Chase Edmonds' long was 5. Huh. But then again, you look at Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, he rushed 3 times for 7 yards. His long was 4. Alexander Madison, his long was 9. And he had 11 attempts for a total of 34 yards. Good grief. They only had 43 yards rushing. Man, we shut them down. Nice. $38.10, Jacko. What's up, Jacko? $38.10. Jacko, you predicted 36-17 against the Vikings. Love the optimism. A little bit off, but we will not knock you for that. Amazement ended up winning the prediction. He predicted 17-14 Bucs. So he was the closest one as far as differential is concerned. Nobody picked 20 points exactly. Almost everybody that picked the Vikings picked 20 points, that the Bucs were going to score 20 points. Al, you predicted 24-20. That was so close. But you had it flipped. Should have been 24-20 if you would have said the Bucs, and then I might would have given you that one. $24-13, Joey. Okay, let me get that right down. 24-13. Bucs. Joe. Is it Joe I or Joe the second? I. That'd be like that's some pirate stuff. I. I'm going to start wearing a patch and go by the name of Graybeard. Bowles deserves his flowers. Great coaching to win the game. This is true. The time he called going 4th on 4. Yes, and kicking 4th and lead. Even if we didn't get the first down, we would have still had it. Yes, I'll tell you what. At the time, I did not agree with it. I did not agree with us going for it on 4th down. And then when we got down there in field goal range, kind of, 57-yarder to me, I'm like, that's not really field goal range. And then he went for the field goal, and I was like, you just went for it 4th down when you were in our territory. Now you're going to get in their territory, and you're not going to go for it? That didn't make any sense to me. But it worked out. I was very, very happy with the outcome. I was like, man, if this guy doesn't make this 57-yarder, everybody's going to hate him. That ended up being the game-winning score, though, right? So, can't be upset about it. I didn't agree with a lot of stuff that went on in that game, but it worked. Nothing on Cansey. Bowles has had 2 press conferences now, and he's not given any word on Cansey yet, on what they're going to do with him. Devin White had a 90.7 PFF rating. Nice. 12 tackles. He's up there in the top 3 or 4, I think, as far as tackling is concerned, as far as total. But I think McLaughlin should get special teams or kicker of the week or whatever. He went 4 for 4, got all the extra point attempts, kicked that 57-yarder. Nobody else did that. There wasn't any kickers that. He had the longest field goal of week 1, yeah, and he went 4 for 4, didn't miss anything. So he was the best kicker. You get an award for that, right? Yes, that amazement we've been sitting here talking about. You were the winner of the predictions. You had 17-14. So close, man, so close. Oh yeah, Clack. Yeah, me and Al were talking about that. Yeah, they just shut it down. That boot the whole game. Like I said, I don't think there was a single one that worked. I did see some guys fall for the play action in the misdirection, but never that defensive end. Whichever defensive end we were going on, they were like trained to go straight for the quarterback no matter what. 3 straight week 1 wins. Really? This is Baker Mayfield's first week 1 win. How about that? We're going to need Devin White to play with some intensity and discipline this week, especially with Fields and his escapability. I think he will. Devin White was playing. He played a very good game. Very good game. He got hurt and he went out. I think he was out for 1 play and then came back in. The Levante David got clocked by Vita Vea. And I think Levante David got knocked out because when he got hit, he didn't move from where he was laying for quite a while. So we'll have to see it on all 22. But both of them came back in the game. I think Levante David missed 2 snaps. Devin White missed 1. So, but I was worried. At first with Devin White, I was worried. I was like, oh no, is he going to do this where he, gets hurt and then sits out, for half the year? And then Levante David, I was really worried about him. He took a 350-pound missile head on and did not have the chance to brace himself or nothing. Kalaja had a 59.2 PFF. Huh. Bucs 35, Bears 14, MK. Yeah. Man, everybody's confident we're going to whoop the Bears. God, they looked so bad yesterday. Who else looked bad? Oh, the Panthers looked bad. Kind of expected that, though. Atlanta just stomped them. Atlanta they ran the ball so much. But even when they didn't run, they were throwing to their running backs. I think they had 48 offensive plays, which is not a lot. Let's see, I wrote this down somewhere. Yeah, they had 48 offensive plays. They only had 5 pass attempts to their receivers. Of those 48 snaps, the running backs, Algier and Robinson, got 34 of them. They got 34 out of 48 snaps. So, yeah, Atlanta just beat up on Carolina. There was somebody else that didn't look good yesterday, too. Well, the Giants, yeah. Okay, they asked me if I wanted to be put to sleep. I said, knock me out, yeah. That's how my daughter is, too. She's had some teeth problems, and she does not like her teeth being messed with. So every time we go to the dentist, she's like, can y'all just put me to sleep? Like they're cleaning her teeth, and she's like, can y'all just put me to sleep? We can flip the field position. Yeah, with Carmada and Tompkins. Now, Carmada he's a great punter. Again, he's one of those, he's going to, 80% of the time he's going to be awesome, and then 20% of the time he's going to suck. He's never in between. He's never mediocre. It's like the Zion McCullum. It's kind of that way. But he did great. I think he averaged almost 60 yards a punt. And Tompkins, our whole special teams, 27, he made 2 great tackles on special teams. Our special teams killed it. I thought our special teams were really, really, really looked good, which will be great, finally, if we can have some decent special teams play. Sean Tucker looks like he will be catching the ball out of the backfield later in the season. Molly really likes Sean Tucker. And I like anybody she likes, I like, because she's got a really good eye at telling who's going to be good. A second. Gedicke had 65.9. Mock had 55.6. Dang. Hainsey, a 49? Filer had 77. Worth 78. Okay, good. Yeah, we are going to check out that offensive line. I thought they'd look. I didn't see any breakdowns, really. A lot of times I saw Baker Mayfield scramble when he did not need to. You know, he kind of got the phantom pressure thing going. Yeah, Bobby Wagner had 19 tackles. Yeah, it's Bobby Wagner, too. So. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. Oh, that was another. Speaking of Bobby Wagner, Seattle did not look good. You know, and the Rams are not supposed to be that great this year, and they looked really good against Seattle. But again, you know, you don't know if it's one team is good, another team is bad, or one team is bad. It's too early to tell. And Arizona put up a fight against the Redskins. I thought that Arizona was going to win. So there, I don't know if both teams suck or what. Bengals looked bad. Yes, they did. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think Burrow had less. Did he even break 100 yards? Yeah, the Browns just mauled the Bengals. That's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up. There's another one I wanted to talk about. Oh, Cansey was pulled for precautions. Okay. Well, it's good that he wanted to stay out there. Bears can't stop the run. Good. Maybe we'll be able to run. That's probably my biggest disappointment, and you guys know I was excited about this going into week one. I wanted to see Rachaad White. I really thought he was going to play like a man on fire. He didn't. I was kind of disappointed in his playing. It wasn't horrible, but I was expecting more. He did too much dancing in the backfield, I thought. Yeah, the Eagles barely won. I didn't know they won. I thought they did win. Did y'all watch the Tom Brady's speech during halftime at the Patriots? It was pretty cool. I did not realize how big he was. He was standing there beside Robert Kraft and somebody else, like the general manager of the Patriots. And then, of course, he had his kids. He's a towering dude. He's a big guy. Did not realize how big he was. Browns Joe Burrow and company looked embarrassed. Yeah. But, you know, the Browns always give the Bengals a hard time. Yeah, the Steelers looked real bad. That's another one. Yes. Guys, hit the like button. Hit the like button for that first victory Monday. Texans, Panthers are still bad, yes. Texans looked a lot better than I expected them to, but then again, it was Baltimore did not look as good as I thought they were going to. So I don't know how much of that was Baltimore wasn't playing well, but they were tied up for a long time. The Bengals O-line had been mediocre for years. What's his face still there? Used to be our right guard, Kaplan. What was his name? It's embarrassing. Kappa. Is Kappa still starting at right guard for the Bengals? He was not that great. He was definitely the weakest link in our chain. I liked his attitude. He was very aggressive, though. I like that. White was too timid. Yes. But for some reason, I was thinking Devin White. I was like, I don't know about that. But Rachaad White, yeah, it was very strange. Because in that preseason game, week 3, or preseason game 3, I mean, he was hitting guys. He was getting contact at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage, and he was pulling guys 6 to 9 yards every single time. He just would not go down. And in this game, he was dancing in the backfield. He was falling as soon as he was getting hit and everything. Don't know. We'll see. The experts keep picking Atlanta to win the division or be a wild card team. Huh. No idea how experts think the Falcons can win with Ritter. Yeah, he's not a very good. He's not much of an upgrade from what's his face from last year. Who was an absolute horrible quarterback. Alex Kappa, yeah. But Atlanta's got a mean run game, man. That Robinson, he's the real deal. And Algier, both of them. But I don't know if the NFL is ready for a team to be a strictly running team right now and win. I don't think you can do it. His best game last year was against our backups in Week 18, yeah. Remove that game, and Ritter threw 161 yards average and 0 touchdowns in 3 games last year. Ooh. Yeah, I definitely did not see anything with Ritter that made me think he was even starting quarterback caliber. I thought for sure they were going to get somebody else and not go with Ritter this year, but they just want to run the ball. I'm not sure Seattle looked bad for them. It was Stafford looked amazing. Okay. I guess he really was playing hurt last year. As for Burrow, it is not surprising he did that poorly. He is awful in game 1 all the time. He's 1-6 versus the Browns. So they got his number. Joe, what's up, man? 31-14. Okay. Amazement ended up winning the picks last week against the Vikings. He picked 17-14. So that was the closest one. 31-14. We're writing that down for you, Joel. Nobody's picking the Bears to win? Yeah, I wish I had the All-22. It hasn't come out yet, but we'll definitely be looking at that tomorrow. Mariota, yes, Mariota. Marcus Mariota. Horrible, horrible quarterback, man. And that guy was just bad. There's a couple quarterbacks that they've been in the league for a while, and they bounce around. Sam Darnold is one of them. He's just really bad. Jacoby Brissett, he's another one. Just bad. Tyrod Taylor's another one where I'm always just like, why do teams keep picking these guys up? I understand they're cheap and you just need a backup sometimes, but like when Carolina traded for Sam Darnold, that's when I went, these people have no idea what they're doing. This owner is not good. But yeah, Marcus Mariota he was never a good quarterback. Jameis Winston was a good quarterback. He had major issues that he would never work on. I know. And he's still doing it. Molly will send me video clips of him all the time, his workout routines, and he works out expecting to get hit and run outside the pocket and all that. He does these weird workouts, so that's always in his head is run outside the pocket, run outside the pocket. He needs to be working on his accuracy and decision-making. The first month is the time to steal wins. Yes, Clack. Yes, you said that before the game, and I was like, that's some smart thinking. And I hope we didn't steal one. I hope we legitimately won it. But it was a surprise win. Surprised me, surprised everybody except for a lot of you guys here. Y'all picked them. Y'all picked the Bucs. I didn't make my pick last week. I didn't put it down. But I would have said 2017 Bucs. That's what I was thinking. Running the football is great, but points come out of the passing game. Yeah, KGH. Anymore, Arians has the right philosophy. You run the ball only because you have to. This is a passing league. I mean, look at, for what, 3 years, we hardly ever ran the ball, and we ended up winning the Super Bowl and going to the playoffs. You just, it's a shame too, because I like a good run game. I like that mean contact. An efficient run game keeps the defense honest. Yes. And Atlanta's got, it looks like a very, very monster run game. So they're going to be keeping a lot of defenses honest. They're not going to win the division now. There's no way. It's going to be between us and New Orleans. I pick a bear beating a gorilla. That's the only bear I'm picking to win. Do you think a bear would beat a gorilla? I do. Well, it depends on what kind of bear. Black bear? Nah, a gorilla would beat a black bear. Grizzly? There ain't much that could beat a grizzly. Maybe a polar bear. That would be an awesome fight. A polar bear and a grizzly bear. I like that our record is better than the Chiefs. Yes. What is the score this week? Write it down. All right, let me see. I'll do it later. I've got to watch the All 22 and see what we did. Here, I'll do a preliminary. We could change this before thing. Definitely going to say the Bucs. And the way the Bears played. Let me see. This is at our house too, right? Yeah. Oof. We're going to beat them by 10 at least. So I'm going to say 28-17. I might change it, though. I think Grizzly is 600 to 800 pounds. Polar is 800 to 1,100 pounds. I'll look it up. Yeah, I used to be fascinated by polar bears when I was a kid. I saw a documentary on them, and I was just like, oh my gosh. You always thought polar bears were like these cuddly little things. No, they're not at all. I mean, they eat just about anything that moves on the ice, and a lot of stuff under the ice. I mean, they dive under icebergs and stuff, swim around looking for sharks, whatever's down there. It's funny, though. I pick a bear beating a gorilla. That's the only bear I'm picking to win. That was hilarious. Bears can't stop to run. Didn't you say that earlier? That's good, though. That's good. I don't even know who they got on defense anymore. They got anybody on defense that's of note? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Bears. They're kind of like Chicago. I mean, not Chicago. Carolina. Just they're in this like weird. Yannick Ngakoue, Jermaine Edwards, Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson, Kyler Gordon. I don't recognize any of these people on defense. Huh. And they ended up paying DJ Moore a crap ton of money, too. Which, again, it's one of those that makes you go, what do y'all know how to evaluate players? A good friend of mine, a neighbor actually, who was a big Bears fan, so I couldn't ever really talk crap about the Bears like I wanted to. I always had to be like, yeah, I think that Fields might be, all right. And I wanted to say, dude, he sucks. DJ Moore. I was looking at his salary. The contract he got with Chicago. It was just ridiculous. Clack, you're saying 31-10? What did you predict last? Oh, 12-10. That's right. That was close. What did you say? Chat's getting a little ahead of me here. And then plus there's the delay. Okay, Clack, 31-10. All right, writing that down. And nobody's got faith in the Bears. $2,000 is the largest recorded polar bear. That is a huge, huge animal. 2,209 pounds? What? It's like an elephant. Good grief. Yeah. Yeah, so DJ Moore's getting paid a base salary of $16 million. No, he's getting $20 million this year. DJ Moore. What? Oh, and then next year the Bears are paying him $16 million, and then the year after that, $15 million. Oh, but his so they could cut him in 2024, so they obviously paid him a huge upfront signing bonus. Yeah, $42 million guaranteed. The $20 million signing bonus. Good grief. That's DJ Moore. I don't know. I don't get it. Okay. The Bears are young. Yeah, I don't recognize anybody. MH says we have to do better about getting into field goal range. McLaughlin's 57-yarder was great, but we can't push 60-yard field goal wins every week. Yeah, I know. I didn't think he was going to make it. I don't know why. I just didn't have the confidence. And I don't want to see that, have us have to depend on that every week, and to have to depend on getting, converting fourth downs. Don't like that either. DJ Moore had first 3 seasons 1,000. He did poorly last year because he had a bunch of rotational quarterbacks in Carolina. Rampage says Al Bundy over here spitting bear facts. 2,209-pound bear facts. He's making $20 million a year. Yeah, I should be reading the chat because y'all are telling me all the answers instead of me looking it up. Goku was the Bears' big free agent pickup. They paid $10 million, and he sucks against the run. I thought I recognized his name. Didn't he play? Was he with the Browns? Let's see. Or Indianapolis. Indianapolis, okay. No, he never was with the Browns. God, he's been around since 2016? Yeesh. Damn. Rampage says 27-20 Bucs for next week. 27-20. I went to the same high school as the great Richard Dent. Wow. Played football with his nephew. Sweet. So that makes you like kind of famous, Clack. Joel says, I cannot see the Bears beating us. Nah, I don't think anybody in here can. And we're not just being biased because they looked really bad yesterday. As a matter of fact, I kind of, it looked to me like Green Bay kind of took the pedal off. It felt a little bad for them. I mean, I'm sure that's not what happened, but it felt that way. MK says, I heard if the Bucs sign tight end MK, they'll win the Super Bowl and go undefeated. So, are you a tight end, MK? Are you talking about Moore, Joel? God, because I don't think he's worth that. Your uncle lives in Chicago. He's a Bears fan. Bragging rights need it. Oh, so Al thinks that DJ Moore is worth $20 million per year. Okay. Yeah, he could. It would. Yeah, he could have kicked it from another 4 yards. So let's see, 57. Yeah, it would have been a 61-yarder, easy. I don't know I think his longest was 50. Didn't they say he tied his longest last night, 57? Don't know. Yeah, Levante David and Golston have been around a long time. Long time. Longest tenured Buccaneers there. Yeah, the Packers could have scored 50 points. I didn't know a thing about Love, but he did look sharp. And there's no way. There's no way. It's just not possible. Statistically, it's not possible that the Packers can get 3 franchise quarterbacks in a row. It's just not. There's no way. There's no way they can go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers and then get Jordan Love in there, and he's as good, if not better, than those two. But then again, weird stuff has to happen, so it could happen, man. It shouldn't happen. 57 was the longest? Okay, yeah. Oh, no, I did not see that Rampage. Rampage says it was reported that part of the reason they didn't extend Mike Evans' contract is because they're holding back money for Baker to see if he's worth it. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, because we got him on a 1-year prove-it deal, right? And we're going to be tight against the cap next year. Man, that would suck though, to lose Mike Evans and replace him with Baker Mayfield. I got nothing against Baker Mayfield, but Mike Evans is my boy. Yeah, Al says they just don't want to pay him because he's old. Al made a good point with that. I did not realize how young the NFL has gotten, especially at wide receiver. Baker's accuracy, yeah, it's not that great. It's not horrible. It's not Jameis Winston's level, but... Well, I wouldn't even say Jameis Winston was horribly inaccurate. A lot of times the receivers had to adjust quite a bit to catch his balls. And Baker was kind of that way. There was a couple last night I saw where receivers had to stop and turn to catch the ball or, lean back behind them because it was thrown behind them. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give Baker a 7, 6 in accuracy. I wish we had that Gage money to give to Mike Evans. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Sonny, welcome to the group. Palmer is legit. He's superstar coming. Yeah, I like that Trey Palmer. He got his first touchdown last night. And Izzy, our nickelback, that's the first rookie interception we had in week 1 since 1977. I saw that stat somewhere. Yeah, Christian Izzian is the first undrafted Bucs rookie to intercept a pass in a week 1 NFL debut since Cecil Johnson in 1977. That was something that Greg Allman pulled out of his butt. He's always pulling out these weird esoteric stats. But yeah, I mean, the Bulls named Izzy a starter early after the preseason game. And I was like, I don't know what he sees in the guy, but obviously he was right. There was something there. That was a great interception. It was great coverage, too. Sean Murphy-Bunting is, he's with the Saints now. He had 6 tackles and a forced fumble against the Titans yesterday. And he played every defensive snap, too. No, Double. The All-22 has not come out yet. I'm sitting here hitting refresh. We're going to I'll have it tomorrow when we do the live stream, so we're going to go over it. And we are going to see what we can see. Palmer plays like AB without the drama. He's a playmaker, man. Mike would deserve cup money if he was 25, but he's going to be 31 when he is a free agent. NFL has never paid a 32-year-old $20 million plus per year before. They don't want to. Kind of makes us old people feel sad. It's ageism. Speaking of old people, Kyle Rudolph, he retired, and he was talking about Tom Brady yesterday, and I thought this was pretty neat. Little tidbits like this you get from the locker room, but he said that Tom Brady had an empty locker next to him in the Bucs locker room, and other players would put helmets and jerseys and pictures and footballs and all kinds of stuff that they wanted Tom to sign, and they would leave notes, like Post-it notes and stuff on the item saying, this is for Jimmy, it's his birthday, this is for so-and-so and so-and-so. And at the end of the day, almost every day, he'd sit there and he'd sign every single thing for his teammates. And then he said, my experience with Tom was incredible. First, the way he treated people, the way he treated the Glazer family, the Bucs owners, is exactly the way he treated the janitor at 6:30 at night when he and maybe 1 or 2 other guys were the last players in the building. So, that's cool, man. And I was talking earlier about Tom Brady's speech he gave at halftime in New England, because they gave him a little ceremony. The crowd was going crazy. I mean, they were chanting, Tom, Tom, Tom. But his speech was pretty cool, and he seems to just be, just a cool guy, man. A little nerdy, but he's not full of himself, and it's a shame. I wish he was still our quarterback, but it is what it is. Got to move on. I did not realize how big Tom Brady was. Go look at that thing. When he's standing there at the podium and Kraft is beside him and the GM is beside him and his kids are beside him, I mean, he's like a giant standing next to him. I mean, I understand his kids are small, and I imagine Kraft and the other guy must have been pretty small too, but still, I did not realize how big he was. Rampage says, I think Fields will get some BS runs and Baker will turn it over a time or two. Do not put that out there in the universe, man. Baker's going to go all season with no turnovers. Yeah, that Fields, he can be tricky. He can be tricky. So he'll probably get some runs on us and probably a couple penalties because Devin White will hit him out of bounds or something. Oh, SMB plays for the Titans. Okay, so it was against the Saints. Okay, good. My bad. I read that wrong. Y'all corrected me on that one, didn't you? I heard from Bowles' interview today that Nelson had the least amount of snaps among the outside linebackers. Surprising, since he seemed to flash the most. Yeah, he was in the mix quite a bit. Let me look at that. Snap-wise, let's look at the snap count, see what we got. We got snap counts. Here we go. Who was it? Nelson? Yeah, he only had 25 snaps. He only played 39% of the defensive snaps. Cam Gill played less. He didn't get any. He was in there on that special teams, though. Cansey got 11. Savassier Dennis, he got 3, and KJ Britt got 2. That was when Levante David and Devin White went out, I would assume. Zion McCullum didn't get any defensive snaps, but looks like he's going to be a special teamer, huh? Him, Josh Hayes, and Cam Gill, they didn't get any defensive snaps. Greg Gaines was out there for 26 snaps. So was Yaya. Huh. And then you got the big boys up here. Ryan Neal, he played 100% of the snaps. Carlton Davis played 100% of the snaps. Usually Winfield, Devin White, and Levante David play 100% of the snaps too, but Devin White and Levante David got hurt. Sat out for a couple snaps. Don't know why Winfield didn't get 100% of the snaps. Shaq Barrett only played 61% of the snaps. Huh. Where's Vita at? Vita right around 60. Huh. I like to see him more closer to 80. But Bowles does not like to play him a whole lot. He can do it. We should have re-signed SMB. He only signed for 3.5. Yeah, that's what Molly said. She was very surprised at how little he got and how we did. And Bowles liked him. So I don't know. The Bucs are favored by 2.5 going into the game against the Bears. At the start of the season now, Bucs were only favored in one game, and that was against the Panthers at our house. How old am I? 55. I'm an old buck, man. A gray beard. Tom Brady's a GOAT. If Mike keeps scoring like on Sunday, he will get paid. Go, 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 go. Brady said during his speech that he will always be a Patriot. It kind of, my heart sank a little bit at that, but the stadium went crazy. I know, he's 6'4", but I swear he looked like he was 6'7". I mean, everybody on stage must have been really short. He looked like a towering giant. Bowles going, Yeltsin, what's up, man? Bowles going for it on 4th down on our 30-plus terrace set the tone for the game and ultimately the season. Yeah, I'll tell you, Yeltsin, I didn't agree with it. I 100% did not agree with it. I did not think we were going to make it, but it was the right decision. And then I was saying earlier, when we got down in our territory and we had a 4th down, he decided to kick a 57-yard field goal, and didn't agree with that either. I was like, if you're going to go for it in their territory, you better go for it in our territory. But hey, it worked out, man. He knew what he was doing. Apparently, that's why he gets paid the big bucks. I don't. Baker, 30-plus touchdowns this year and less than 9 interceptions. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Hit the like button for Victory Monday. Y'all hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, do it. Don't make me force you to walk the plank, because I'll do it. Nelson is a pretty backup player in my own opinion. Yeah. I mean, he could start, but you know, he's a little bit better than average. That's about it. Yeah, Clack, I was the same way. I was not a Brady fan. I didn't care really one way or another about him. I figured it was Belichick was the reason why he was as good as he was. You know, it was more Belichick than it was Brady. And I always thought Brady was very boring. Watching his games, I was always like, oh, man, this guy doesn't do anything. Just throws the ball. And I did not appreciate how good he was. But as soon as they announced we got him, I jumped on and did all 22. I probably watched I don't know, easily 50 games in all 22. But it started off, I was like, I don't really see anything special here. But then I started looking, and it was the little things. It was his pocket presence. His footwork was immaculate. And his accuracy was, I don't know if there was anybody better in the league at it. And his decision making was pretty good too. So once I started looking at the little small things, I realized, wow, this guy's pretty good. And then you saw the difference when he came to the Buccaneers and we had just gotten rid of Jameis Winston. Just the difference. And it was basically the same system, same guys. I mean, we added Gronk and Antonio Brown. But, it was the same guys when we won the Super Bowl. Yeah, no more gay stats. Carl Nassib retiring. But somebody got mad at me about that. Not that I was pointing out that he was gay or anything, but they were just like, "We shut up about the gay stats. Nobody cares." I was like, "Dang, all right, they're just trying to be funny." Zion is backup outside cornerback, so he'll only play if Dean or Carlton goes down from injury. Yeah, I think he played a little bit nickel last year. He'd get thrown in the mix and get 10 snaps a game about. But it looks like he's going to be strictly special teams, which is obviously great because he's taken special teams to heart. I mean, he played great on special teams yesterday. Josh Hayes is related to Geno Hayes. It's his cousin, right? Uncle. That's his uncle. Let me see. I am falling way behind on the chat. Dang. I'm way behind. Let me catch up here. Gay stats. Y'all talking about trading Mike. Hall played a lot. Yes, he did. How many snaps did Hall get? Did I close that window? No, I still got it. All right. Let me see. Hall got 62% of the snaps. Yeah, he played 40 snaps. Tryon last year, he was getting close. He had a couple games where he was getting 100% of the snaps. They were throwing him out there hard towards the end of the season. We never let our outside linebackers play 100% of the snaps, but they did with him. Palmer looks promising. Yes. Zion does not deserve defensive snaps, especially against the Bears, the way the quarterback runs the ball. Yeah. I'm happy with what we had. So keep McCollum on the special teams for right now. Hopefully nobody will get hurt. Edge and D-line, no one plays 100%, only defensive ends in a 4-3 front play 7-7-3 heavier and play around 60-65% of the snaps. Yeah, in Vita's first and second year, when he played, he was hurt a lot. He was pushing about 80%, I think, 80% of the snaps, 70-80%. That's about him and Sue were doing that, but they've gradually decreased Vita Vea's snap count every year. So now he's down to, 60%? Joe says, I thought Neal was out of position. So, we'll find out on the All-22. We'll see. I'd like to see the run game more versus the Bears, Terry. Yes, I agree with you. And although, we played a very balanced game. Like I said, I think it was split right down the middle. I think we had 33 rushes and 35 passes. I'd like to see the run game be more efficient against the Bears. And everybody's saying that the Bears can't stop the run. So hopefully that'll be a good coming out party for Rachaad White. I'm okay with not playing Villa much until the fourth quarter, then leave him in. I just like watching him play. I'm being selfish. I just like watching him play. He's fun. Just watching the offensive linemen realize that they can't stop him. Bowles didn't have his coaching staff. He won it last season. Him and Byron Leftwich didn't combine well together. Yeah. Yeah. The one thing that did shock me about Bowles was when he went to pick an offensive coordinator, he didn't have anybody in mind. He went and got Dave Canales, and that was kind of an interview process. Bowles has been in the NFL for a long time. He's been playing. He's been coaching in the NFL. You'd think he would have offensive coordinators in mind. Now, I know we wanted the guy who went to Baltimore. I think that's who we were gunning for, Monken. But, it just kind of really surprised me. And Bowles goes and he gets this guy that nobody knows anything about. Bowles doesn't even know if he's going to be any good. And you're just like, you've been in the league for like 30 years and you don't have any friends that you could call upon. Who blew the coverage on the Addison touchdown? Don't know. We're going to have to find out on the All-22. There was quite a bit of blown coverage, though, in this game. Jefferson was getting open because of blown coverage. He was squeezing in the seams a lot, too. But there was a couple times where I was like, what are y'all doing? Bull said it was busted coverage. Was it Davis or Neal? We shall find out tomorrow on the All-22. We're going to break it down. Jameis Winston out. Defense got some rest. Okay, the Bucs should sign you to be the film breakdown coordinator for the team. That'd be cool. I like Rondé's breakdown, though. I don't know. I can't work for people. They could contract me, but I can't have a boss. You feel the same way this year about us going to the Super Bowl? Interesting. There you go, man. We need that positive. I'm a firm believer in positive thinking, man. Zion was tried out at nickel last year. I think that's why they only drafted a 6th rounder to play nickel, because they had Zion, or the 6th round. But early this preseason, they found Zion can't play nickel. So they moved him outside. Zion isn't on the depth chart as nickelback. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, he's a playmaker, but he's also a play destroyer, too. He will give up a lot and then make some great plays. Never mediocre. Keys for Bears, shut down screen plays, contain field, don't let Moore feel like he did in North Carolina. So screenplays, huh? We threw a couple of those yesterday, and I was like, what is this, Byron Leftwich's playbook? Oh, man, what did I think about Canales' first gameplay calling? I thought he was very conservative in a relative sense. We were talking about that earlier, that, it looked to me like he showed more in the preseason than he did in this week 1 game. I think it really surprised me that he came out passing right away. I was like, what is this? And then not just passing, but throwing it to O'Keefe, who was wide open and dropped 2 passes. He was covered on 1. But, yeah, we threw to him, I think, 3 times. And I think 4 times total in the game. But we came out in our first 7 plays, 6 of them were passes. And I was like, what is going on here? I thought we were going to be more run heavy. So I think he was trying to catch him off guard. And I think that's what he did with Keefe, throwing it to O'Keefe, too. He was just trying to be tricky. But then after that, it just seemed like he really played a much more conservative game than I expected. Our bootlegs were shut down totally. Minnesota caught on to that. They knew coming into this game, so they shut that down. I bet Dave Canales is going to the chalkboard now and trying to figure out, he's like, wait a minute, these teams know what I'm doing there. So he's going to have to try and think of something. But all in all, I wasn't, there wasn't too many times where I was going, what are you doing here? I think he did pretty well. And I think Bowles was a lot more aggressive in this game than I can recall him being as far as a head coach goes. Like going forward on 4th inches in Vikings territory or Buccaneers territory. I just did not expect that from him. And he made quite a few calls like that where I was like, what are you doing? Just totally out of character for him. What do y'all think of Canales' play calling? If it was cover 4, you think it's on Neal. Yeah. Oh, you were a Brady fan from New England. Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah, man. That's a once in a lifetime thing, man. We'll never see anything like New England again. Just total domination for 2 decades. Yeah. Just amazing. Amazing. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. I hate the blitz where they had Winfield covering JJ. We do, man. Sometimes when we blitz, we leave our guys hanging. It kind of like we did against the Rams, where we left Winfield against Cup. You're like, you can't blame Winfield. Love that win, yes. Todd Bowles job safe because it looks like a good year. Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, if it continues going like this, I'll be on the bandwagon. 3/4 of the game you thought we played above average. Well, I'd say half. That first half was really ugly, I thought. I was really prepared for a bad year. The way we came out playing, I was like, ugh. Yes, I like that we continued to run the ball as well, too. Even though we were only getting 1-2 yards, we just kept running. Baker's a red zone guy. Yeah, everybody had us losing. I can't recall a single national figure that called for the Bucs to win against Minnesota. Jacko, what's up? Says, on to Chicago. Only thing I can say about Canales is I'm glad he changed the play calling. He dropped all that going nowhere runs to letting Baker throwing. I mean, we have 2 superstar wide receivers. Get them the ball. True. Rawls says, it's so irritating how mainstream media doesn't seem to do any homework on the Bucs. Oh, tell me about it. To say we would compete for the first pick completely dismisses how much talent we have on our squad. This is a recurring thing. And I think it has a lot to do with, being such a small market. If you have to divide your time and attention up amongst the 32 teams as a national broadcaster, you're going to do it to the teams that have large fan bases because they're the ones that are going to be watching. So you're looking at Dallas, New England, Denver, there's Kansas City. These have large base. Chicago, believe it or not. So that's who you're going to do all your homework on. And I watch a lot of game film and I watch a lot of football, but I can't watch all the games every week and all 22. I can't do it. I don't know who could. And seriously watch it and analyze it. You could fast forward through it and everything. So these guys, they're not watching all these games and they're definitely not breaking down film. So a lot of it is just, kind of groupthink. If this guy over here says that the Buccaneers are going to suck because they lost Tom Brady, then instead of going and looking and seeing all the players they got and watching game film, seeing how those players play, it's easier to just go, yeah, I'm just going to repeat what he said. Because there aren't a lot of Buccaneer fans out there compared to Dallas fans and Chicago fans and stuff like that. So you're only going to piss off a small amount of people compared to if you did that to the Dallas Cowboys. But it is irritating. So irritating. You could tell when they start talking. like Tony Romo, when he called our games last year, he was talking. I was like, you have no idea what you're talking about with this team. People just don't watch the Buccaneers. I'd love to know how many new fans we got from Tom Brady coming. I'd love to know. Yes. Terry says, what really helped us yesterday is having a 9-minute plus drive starting the second half. Yes. They only got 3 possessions that whole entire half. And 2 of those possessions were 3 and outs. So, we really locked them down that second half, and we ran the ball, or kept the ball. No, it did not look good early. Yeah, I mean, Justin Jefferson was just running haywire on us. He had 138 yards in the first half, and I'm thinking, this is going to be another just blowout. We're just going to look like crap. That's why I was really happy with the coaches. I think they both adjusted well coming out in the second half. We need to see trick plays tried early, even if they don't work. Weed out bad plays or work on disguise. Yes. It's the Brady effect. It's the Tampa Bay effect. So no Fournette, no Gronk, no AB. Compare Super Bowl season. Yeah. Clark says his daughter thought Brady won Super Bowls every year. It felt that way. Al says, honestly, I don't mind tanking for Caleb. If we get Caleb or Drake May, we will have a quarterback for the next 15 years. Or rather have to suffer a year for a superstar quarterback than mediocre quarterbacks forever. So you think that those two are franchise quarterbacks, huh? I don't know a thing about them. I mean, yeah, if we could get a quarterback for the next 5 years, I'd be good with tanking. What if the people who think will suck, deep down they know will be good, so they sit here and crap on us, and when we went to the Super Bowl, they can go onto hours about how the Bucs shocked the world. Yeah, it's all a psyop, man. Yeah, they probably can't say anything nice about the Buccaneers. Rashad White seems so tentative. Yes, maybe it was nerves. You expect a breakout game against Cheetown. Yeah, he was my most disappointing player, to be honest with you, and he didn't play bad. Nobody could run on these guys, but he seemed very undecisive. I didn't like that dancing in the backfield. Did not like that. I don't like that with anybody. And it was not like what he played against Baltimore in that preseason week 3 game. Just so different. You just never know. You see, New England followed Brady in Tampa. The second largest TV market for Tampa Bay games with Brady was from the New England area. Yeah. Also, New England TV stations regularly posted videos about Brady and Tampa on their websites and TV programs. Yeah, I think New England, they're about to get a rude awakening into, but they have really since Brady's left. They've kind of not been very good, and other teams in the division are doing well, and a lot of New England fans have never experienced that. It's going to be tough for them, but New England fans are good fans. Started following Bucs in 1997, became a fan in 2023. Sweet. What made you become a fan, MH? That's when 97 is when I became a Buccaneer fan. Sean Tucker coming for his job. That's right. I don't put a fire under Rashad White's feet. You told your daughter Brady wouldn't win another Super Bowl, and then we got him. Raw, yeah, me too. 97. When they changed their uniforms from the ugly creamsicles. Right? That was 97. Caleb's supposed to be next Patrick Mahomes. No one said that about the 2023 quarterback draft class. Caleb is supposed to be the next big thing. Okay. Well, we're going to have some rough competition for that number one draft pick because so far the Bears look like crap. The Giants look like crap. Who else was it? We said the Panthers look like crap. I don't know if I'd say they're number one draft pick crap, though. Surprisingly, Arizona was playing well. But then again, against the Commanders, I didn't know which one. It was just the battle of the have-nots there. But Arizona was in that game all the way to the end. Am I going to any games this year? Don't know. Do not know. We got the little baby, got the infant. So it's hard to find babysitters and stuff. Or don't want to find babysitters. I don't like leaving my babies with other people. even my parents. Your son was born 3 months ago and I live 40 miles from Raymond James. Oh, no. Yeah. So you're in the same quandary I am. Congratulations on the son, man. We need more boys. I've got a boy and 2 daughters. And I wish I would have started having kids when I was like 18 years old. I wish I would have had an army of kids. I love my children. I never realized how much I loved family and kids. It's weird till I had kids. And I was like, these are awesome. These things are fun. I would have had an army. Yeah, raise your sons up right, man. We need more strong men in this country. Giants might be in race, top pick. Yeah, but again, was it the Giants sucked or was it just the Dallas defense was that good? I don't know. They were tackling like beasts out there. Yeah, my daughter was born 8 months ago. You at the Detroit game. Need to find a room. Get one of those hotels on Dale Mabry, man. It's like you can walk from the stadium drunk. One thing I won't miss is the Brady ticket price effect. That's hilarious. Yes. Yeah, they still, see, they were charging for practice. And this year, they still only had, one game or one practice during the preseason open up to the public. The rest of them were open up to the season ticket holders and the elite. You're first at 36. Wish I started sooner too. Yeah. Yeah, I never expected to get married or have kids. And, I kind of lived that way. I didn't think I'd live past 30. I used to say that all the time because I'd led a kind of crazy lifestyle. And then after 30, I was kind of like, well, what do I do now? I didn't think I'd be alive. Ended up meeting Molly down the road. And then, we got married and had a kid. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Weird. It's funny though because I looked at we got old home videos, and my sister, my youngest sister, she had a daughter, and there's a video of me when I was probably 24, 25 at the time, And the video is like 2 hours long. And I'm sitting there holding that baby the whole time. And I'm just like, ooh, coo, coo, coo. And I was watching it. I was like, I don't remember doing that. But apparently I liked babies back then. I love babies. Babies are the best. They're great all the way through. When they're babies and they're infants and toddlers and teens. It's all fun. Let's see, the top competitors supposed to be Cards, Rams, Colts, Texans, and Bucs. Cards almost beat Washington, so they might not be as bad as people think. Stafford looked amazing. Yeah. Didn't see the Rams game. I had the red zone on. So I saw the Rams beat up Seattle. But again, I didn't know if it was Seattle playing bad or Rams playing good or whatever. Colts, right? Yeah, I really expect the Colts to suck this year. Texans, the Cardinals, like I said, I was surprised that they put up a fight against the lowly Commanders. No way Rams going to be that bad. Colts have a quarterback, so they won't take a quarterback. Texans don't have a pick. It belongs to Cards. We only have to be close. We could trade up. There we go. Okay, birthday was last month. Happy birthday, belatedly. Never wanted to be a bandwagon fan. I'm from Texas, close to Irving, Dallas fan. How did I meet Molly? She was, this is a Me Too moment. She was my manager at a coffee shop I owned. So, she was actually the manager there when I bought the place. No, wait a minute. Yeah, she was the manager there, and I bought the place, and she ended up leaving right before I bought the place. And then I asked her to come and be the manager, gave her a pay raise and all that good stuff. And we just ended up working together a lot, and one thing led to another. What do y'all think would happen if we beat the Bears and the Eagles? Man, if we go 3-0 to start the season, we'll be talked about quite heavily. Yeah, everyone said we would be an 0-4, and if we go 3-0, beating the Eagles, it's surprising enough that we beat the Minnesota Vikings. And it wasn't a sloppy game on the Vikings' part. I don't really feel like the Vikings lost that game, as so much as we won it. And it was almost like we won it out of pure grit and determination. They had the 2 turnovers that I could attribute to that was their fault. No, the 1 turnover. The other turnover, I think it was Winfield knocked the ball out of Cousins' hand. Interception, no, I'm giving that to Izzy, and I don't care whether it was a bad decision by Kirk Cousins or whatever. So, and then our defense clamped them down in the second half. I have to say we won that game. It was ugly, but we won it. And I don't think people could say that, the Minnesota played bad, and that's why we won. So I think that shock is going to make people look at that Philadelphia game and go, there's a possibility the Bucs could win that. I haven't watched any talking heads today on the games, so I don't know what the national media is saying about the Buccaneers today. I'm sure they're saying that it was a surprise victory. Nobody expected it. Yeah. Luckily, Al, I did all that before the whole Me Too movement because I was like, man, I would have been thrown under the jail. Actually, though, the way it worked out is she asked me out, and I didn't know it was a date. I thought we both had a lot of the same interests, and she asked me out to a movie, and I showed up. I had been working on a car or something. I don't remember what it was, but I was like in all nasty gear. And I showed up and she was like dressed to the nines. And I went, oh no, this is a date. I was like, oh my God. I had no idea. So, yep. Things got crazy after that. So, Terry, you think we're going to go 3-1. Who do you think the one loss is going to be to? Philadelphia? Okay. Hey, so far, you're the closest one. 12-5. Everybody else was you have the best shot at it at the moment. You said you could never have a boss. Have you worked for yourself all your adult life? No. I stopped working for people when I was about 32. It was late 90s. I actually tried working for a guy in about 2000. He was a friend of mine, and it was some construction work. I had been working on computers at this point for a while, and I was just kind of like, I need to get out of the house. So I did some construction work for him, and he was a great guy, but I was just like, dude, I just can't take orders from people anymore. My thing is, I'm always thinking, I can't stand busy work. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy. And I'm always thinking, no matter what I'm doing, when I'm working for somebody else, I'm always thinking I could be doing so much more for myself if I was working for myself. You know, if I was doing things for myself right now, I'd be much more productive. I wouldn't be doing this, busy work or the thing that I'm about speed and efficiency. So when I'm working for somebody else and they're not efficient in what they're doing, I'm like, Can't tell you how many bosses have basically told me to shut up because they're tired of all my, I think the business will work so much better if you did this and this. So I realized a long time ago it's better for me to work for myself. Yeah. Al, Molly always tells everybody that I bought a coffee shop to win her over when all it needed was a cheeseburger. If I would have just bought her a cheeseburger, it would have worked just as well. If we are 4-0 heading into the bye, the media outlets would all be on suicide watch. Hey, let's do it then. Let's do it. A couple of them outlets I wish would go on there. Yeah, that's what I think too. Philly's going to be tough. And it's at Philly, right? On Thursday Night Football? Where are we at? Oh, no, Monday Night Football. No, it's at Raymond James Stadium. Oh, okay. It's not bad then. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Bucs don't need a top college quarterback. Center or cornerback is more important for the Bucs. Uh-oh, Joan, you're gonna start a draft war here. Everybody wants that Caleb guy. I don't know a thing about him. So I cannot join in that conversation with any authority whatsoever. All right, Double. Glad you showed up, brother. We will see you. Hopefully be here tomorrow. We're going to go over the all 22. Bucs will go undefeated if start 4-0. Oh my gosh. There you go. Wouldn't that be something? Man. We did kind of play like a chicken with our head cut off yesterday, and that might have been how we won the game, because Minnesota just couldn't figure out what the heck we were doing. I don't think we knew what we were doing half the time. Yeah, Al, she tells that to everybody. People be like, so how'd y'all meet? She says, oh, Ralph bought me a coffee shop. Draft a center. Jensen's knees are done. Yeah, I'm anxious to see what the offensive line looked like. To be honest, I did not see a whole lot of penetration by Minnesota. I did see Baker get some phantom pressure a couple times. He ran when he didn't have to, got the happy feet. But did he, how many sacks? Let me see. Let's look at the sacks. Anybody got that pulled up? Okay, we were sacked one time for 4 yards. They were sacked twice for 16. Not bad. Might be the other way around. So yeah, we're going to break down that offensive line. Really excited to see how Cody did and how Wirth played. I saw a couple times he looked really tired. I don't know if he was like hurt or if he was tired, but he got knocked to the ground a couple times, and he stayed on his hands and feet, and I thought he was hurt, but then he got up, and I was like, is he just tired? So we'll see how he held up on that left tackle spot. Yeah, I'll probably skip through the special team. Well, I don't know, man. I like the special teams. I guarantee you we'll see some crazy stuff on the special teams. Yeah, maybe we'll just do the live stream longer. I don't know. You just want to go through it quicker, huh? Maybe we'll just have some plays we'll look at and we'll just zip through it that way. Don't know. Terry, good seeing you. Thanks for stopping by, man. We will see you tomorrow if you want to show up. We're going to be here at 6 looking at all 22. You talking about Gedeke there, Raw? Shout out to the people who are hitting the like button. Yes. Baker backed into one sack. Yep. That was some Jameis Winston stuff there. Jameis Winston used to do that all the time to get me so aggravated. He would roll out into a sack or step up into a sack. Miami will jinx us. They got Brady. He could taste that undefeated season loss in Super Bowl. Go figure. Yeah. I really wanted the New England Patriots to win that Super Bowl because I wanted to be a part of the undefeated season. You know, Miami's got the undefeated season with the Super Bowl win, and I wanted it to happen while I was watching football. That was the Miami undefeated season was before my time. So this is true. I'm getting hungry now. Oh my gosh. We have been on way too long. McLaughlin's 57-yarder has Bills rethinking that move. Yeah. Yes, I was impressed with that, and I did not think he was going to make it. Did not think that was the right call by Bowles, but obviously that's why I'm not the head coach, because he did the right thing. All right, I got to get Alpha here. I did not realize we had been talking so long. Great win by the Buccaneers, and I'm not as impressed with them as I thought I was going to be. I'm impressed that they got the win, but Rachaad White didn't impress me as much. The defensive line impressed me. I think the offensive line did about what we expected. The play calling was not as dynamic as I thought it was going to be. Special teams was a lot better than I expected, though. And I think that Bowles was, kind of, a little bit no risk it, no biscuit in this game. Contrary to what he has shown most of his career. So I don't know if he's trying to impress Canales or whatever it is, but it worked. So I'm happy with it. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. And till next time, go Bucs.